I do want to talk about some of the books that I'm reading. Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to our first bookish vlog of the season. I'm so excited to get started on today's video because today we're going to be building our 2025 book journal. I actually have my 2024 book journal right here, and there's been quite a bit of thought and consideration when I've been thinking about what I want to do for this upcoming year. I definitely think I bit off way more than I could chew last year when it came to the journal. First off, I have a really big one. I want to try to find one that's a little bit smaller this year, maybe like a planner size or something. So we're going to try to find something a little bit smaller because this one is quite large. I also definitely feel like I bit off way more than I could chew because last year I went and for every single book that I was reading, I was making its own full page spread, which was fun. I feel like I have some really cool ones in here, especially if we talk about all of the Twilight ones. They look amazing. I would maybe do full page spreads for some books if they are just like super good, or like a series or something I'd maybe break into. But I definitely feel like that because I was trying to read so much and then also make a full page spread for every single book, it was taking forever, and I just kind of quit doing it like after July. So I'm not really sure how we're gonna feel about the journal upcoming this year, but I do want to go and do a little bit of shopping. I need to go to Hobby Lobby, see if I can find a smaller journal and just find some fun supplies, and then do a little bit of inspo and start making the first couple of pages, especially on my statistics pages. I really love doing things like that where I have like my books by the month and I have different stats for each month and things like that. So we'll go ahead and get started with today's video. I'm super excited. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you are not already, and let's go ahead and head over to the store and see if we can find some fun crafting supplies. We just got back from our little shopping trip. I'm actually a little disappointed in what we ended up getting today. Not disappointed, but just like I didn't really find anything that I was really excited about or looking, you know, like I really wanted to pick up and buy in addition to everything that I already have. So with that being said, we kind of just got the bare minimum, just the essentials. And I'll probably keep going back if I find like paper stacks that I want, and I'll buy some more paper stacks. If I find cute stickers that I want, I'll buy new stickers. But I just didn't find anything that I wanted, and I've been trying to save my money a little bit and not purchase things that I don't need. So that is kind of where my head is at, but we did pick up a new journal. This is a blank journal notebook. So I really did like the color. They had quite a few different options for colors, but I just kind of figured this one was kind of a fun like camel orangish color, and I thought it would just be kind of, I don't know, almost like vintagey in a way, but it is completely blank. It's just blank pages, so there's no dots, there's no lines, which I'm a little worried about, that there's no dots like you would normally see in a bullet journal, just because I use those to kind of help make sure that everything is like level and not slanted, but we'll just have to kind of be a little bit extra careful this time. But that is what this looks like. It's really cute, and it is smaller. So again, we have our one that we used last year. This one's like half the size, so I'm excited for that. So this was the journal we picked up. I think it's really cute, and it was actually on sale right now. All their Paper Studio stuff is on sale, 40% off. So it's originally $8, so I got it for like $5 maybe. And then the other two things I picked up for journaling in particular is this pen. I always get a fine point pen. I think I have two other ones right now, but I just figured I'd pick one up right now just in case I need one. And then I also use little glue tape runner things that I usually use to kind of help tape everything in and glue it all in. And I just picked up two extra little, like a 2-pack for refills for that. So those were all on sale right now. I figured I might as well go pick them up and just kind of get restocked on my crafting supplies. And then just for fun, I picked up a few other things. I have a friend who has a greenhouse that he started building, and he has a beautiful garden inside of it, and I actually gave him some of my little fairy garden little trinkets when he first started his garden, so that way he could kind of have some cute little things there. And I decided to pick up a few extra things for his Christmas present. I know we're past Christmas, but I haven't seen him in a while. I love that Hobby Lobby has these things. I think they're so fun. So I was able to grab two these like cute little bee picks, so he can kind of just stick these in his garden somewhere. And they're just a pot of honey and a little beehive. He's a big bee person. And then I also found these cute little gnomes that are also bee themed as well. So you can kind of have those just kind of hanging out in his garden, in the plants somewhere. And the other thing I picked up was this super cute little tree house. How adorable is that? I think that'd be so fun to kind of just hide somewhere cute in his little greenhouse and just have, you know, like his little other fairies kind of going up to this could be their house or whatever. So I know it's kind of cheesy and a little silly, but I did pick these up while we were out and about at Hobby Lobby just for fun. Anyway, that's everything that I picked up. So I do have quite a few other crafting supplies. I have a ton of washi tape. I have a lot of paper, like crafting paper and fun little trinkets and stickers and markers and things like that. So we'll go ahead and kind of get started. I need to do a little bit of research and inspiration. I have a whole Pinterest board that I'll link below that has like book journaling inspiration. So I think I'm gonna go through that a little bit, kind of see if I find some ideas and then kind of start planning and charting everything out, and then we'll get started working on all my spreads.
Leaving all my worries, I prepare for something new. Whatever it was that held me back, I'm sure it wasn't true. Holding on too long and unresolved questions hold you down. What could have been a friendly smile has turned into a frown. I'm moving on and on.
Listen, it's been a couple of days since I last filmed for this video where I was working on my book journal. I went out of town to go skiing for a few days in Jackson Hole, which was super fun, but we are slowly working on this journal, and I figured today I have the day off, so I'm just going to go ahead and try to finish all of it. So let me show you what we've got so far. Everything right now is stenciled in with a pencil, so I think today we'll go in and we'll take one of my markers. Let's see if I can find it. We're going to go in and we'll like trace everything up, and then also add in color, add in stickers potentially. I've got like washi tape and fun paper and things like that in here, so we'll kind of just see where it takes us. But the first page we have my book journal. It just says Brittany's book journal on here. I also have this reading bucket list that I am so excited for. In my last book journal, I did a big reading bingo, which I thought was fun, but it was also kind of just like, I never like gave myself a prize or anything for doing the full bingo or getting a black or whatever. So right now we have just a bunch of squares for the bucket list, and we'll add things in here. And then on the next page we have my stats. So I need to go in and like really work on filling these out a little bit better, but we have our monthly stats right here, and then we'll have the amount of books that we read on this side with this little grid. And then we have my cute little library page, which I'm not going to show you yet. We'll keep that one secret for now, and then we will have our January page. So I still got to figure out what I'm going to do for that, but right now we'll go ahead and start working on filling everything in, coloring everything, making it look pretty. I have Grey's Anatomy on, so I'll probably just sit and watch this while we just work on coloring today. I'm excited.
I'm driving in my car, the road is long and full of dust. The landscape changes around me. On and on, I feel I'm lost. Whatever happened to me happened for my highest good. I read that in so many books, now it's almost understood. I'm moving on and on. On and on. I'm moving on. Around the beach house that on sweet as well, my destination. If you're looking to begin, then look no further than within. I'm satisfied with what I've got and still eager for more. The change that
You guys, it has literally taken me so long to get this book journal done, but you can't even tell, but it's finally done. I finally finished doing all of the opening spreads, the beginning spreads of this book journal, kind of the basic things. It's kind of pretty basic and simple, I would say, but I just needed to sit down and actually finish it, which I was able to do last night. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you guys all of my spreads and everything and what this looks like. I just love how the first page really turned out. So when you open it up, this is what we have. So this page is like the cover right here. And I just decided to add in a bunch of stickers. We have all these fun little stickers in here on this hardback page. I did kind of want to add in more. I feel like maybe I could have tried to like really make this like really pop and be overwhelmed with stickers if we really wanted it to be, but I decided to kind of keep it a little bit less crowded. I mean, it's still pretty crowded, but that's what this is. And then we have my Brittany's book journal here on this side. I kind of had this picture as like my inspiration. I'm just not super good at like taking that and putting it onto the page, if that makes sense. But I still think it looks kind of cool. I do like it. And then I added in some sparkly washi tape down here at the bottom, which I think is just kind of fun. And then we have the 2025 right here, which if you can tell, I don't even know if you can see if the camera's picking it up or not, but it did get a little kind of like smeared when I tried erasing the pencil behind it. So there's that. It doesn't look perfect, but you know what? Like, we are not perfect. This is not going to be a perfect thing, and I think that kind of adds a little bit of charm and character to it. So that's the first page when you first open it up. Moving on to the next page. This is probably one of my favorite pages, honestly. This is my reading bucket list. Last time when I did my book journal, I did like a bingo sheet, which I did like doing, but I didn't have like any sort of like, I should have done like a prize or something for myself if I could have made a bingo or a blackout or whatever. And I just didn't do that. And so this year I decided to do a bucket list instead. I kind of like how this looks. Again, I totally copied this from Pinterest, but I think Pinterest just has really good ideas. One thing I have on here that I'm excited about is a Brandon Sanderson book. I've only read one of his books before in the past, and a lot of people really seem to like his books and his series. So I'm excited to kind of get back into this. I also have on here like a 5-star read, a new to me author, a new release, some fantasy. I would love to complete a series if possible. I don't know what series. I'm not in the middle of any series right now, so I'd have to start a new one and completely finish it. That could be a Brandon Sanderson, that could be something completely different. I actually just picked up the Inheritance Games, which I think is a series that, it's by Lynn Painter, I think? Jennifer Lynn Barnes? I can't remember exactly who it's by. But I did pick up the first book of that, and I know a lot of people have talked about that. I don't know if the series is complete, but if it is, that could be something that maybe I could get into this year. Anyway, so this is my reading bucket list. I think it's super cute. I like it. So there's that page. And then the next page we have are my monthly stats. So on this page right here, I just made this little grid and added in again some more cute little like disco western washi tape as well. We have all of the months listed down here, and then I need to go in and add like the numbers right here, but this will be like how many books I read in January. I'll just kind of go and mark it and color it in. I think that's kind of fun to do. I did that in my last book journal as well, just to kind of see like a breakdown month by month. And then I also have this monthly stats page. This is again another breakdown month by month, and it has a physical, audiobook, and Kindle Square. Basically what I want to do on this page is every month I'll go in and I'll write down how many physical books I read, how many audiobooks I listened to, and then how many books I read on my Kindle. If I feel like a lot of times I'll kind of switch. I'll like start reading it physically and then I'll get the audiobook version and like listen to it. It's just whichever book or whichever one I started out with is the one that I usually go and like mark on here. So if I end up doing multiple different mediums of it, that's that. So I just kept it pretty simple. I feel like it doesn't look too crazy or overwhelming, but that is that fun monthly stats page. And then we have my library. Last year doing my library page was probably one of my favorite things I did last year, and I did have a lot of fun with it this year again. I actually added in like a 3D sticker down here, so it's actually like a little plant that moves, but I just wanted to kind of do something a little different and not have like a big window in the middle like last time, so I added in this like moon window right here where you can kind of see the moon and some stars. We just call it Brit's Books. I have on here 90, what was my book goal for the year? I think my book goal was like 85 or 90, I can't actually remember right now. I have exactly 90 spaces, I believe, on here. I don't think I will hit my book goal for the year based off of how my reading has gone so far this year. So I'm not worried about not having space, but once I get a book read, what I like to do at the end of every month is go in and fill write like the title somewhere on the page, and then I go for that month and I color it in with the same color so that way I would know which month I read it in. So I think that's kind of fun to do. So right now it's kind of empty, but I do think it looks cute. I tried to draw some plants up here. Again, I'm not very artistic. I'm just not very good at it. So they look a little sad. I love the little cute little like heart book insole that I did right here on this little stack, and I think next year maybe if I want to be a little bit more involved in it, I'll try to add in more cute little art decor pieces on here like I did. I think last year I drew a cat, which was impressive. I had like a YouTube video how to do that, but anyway, either way, it looks cute. I'm excited for this page to get filled up over the next year. And then we have my January title page. So this is what we went with this year. Again, I totally just copy these from Pinterest. I just think they're kind of fun, but I tried to get some beautiful like mountains in here with some evergreen trees or some forest, whatever you would call those types of trees. And then I just wrote January up at the top. And then I have my monthly reads page ready to go for January. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do different this year is instead of making a spread or a page for every single book, what I think I'm gonna do is print out little pictures of all the book covers and we'll put them on here. And then maybe pick one or two of my favorites and maybe do like an in-depth thing on like a different page for them. So we'll kind of see what I feel and how I'm feeling about it when we get to it. But that is the book journal. I just think it looks so cute. It's fun to flip through the front of it. I'm sure like maybe later on I can add in more pages, more fun pages like this. I do kind of regret writing 2025 right here because I feel like what I would like to do is actually keep this book journal for the next couple of years. I just don't think I'm going to be reading as much as I thought I was, and if I'm not doing like a spread for every single page, I'm not going to probably get through a whole lot of pages in this, and so I will probably do like another couple of years in this and just maybe restart. Maybe just do like a page maybe for every year. I'll do like a 2026 page halfway through. We'll see what happens, but I do think it looks really cute, very, very pretty, and I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I love all the color with it. I love the stickers that we added, and I'm excited to kind of see what we end up doing throughout the year as we keep on reading. I do want to talk about some of the books that I'm reading real quick just to give you guys a little update on that. The first book we have that I am in the middle of reading right now is The Next Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine. I actually read The Last Mrs. Parrish a couple of years ago when it first came out. That was the first book in this series. I didn't know it was going to be a series. It didn't really like leave in any sort of cliffhanger that I can remember. But it was really good. And so when they found out that they had this one, my boss actually told me about it and she's like, you should read it. It's really good. So I'm halfway through, I would say. I'm like 150 pages in. Basically, in the first book, there was a woman named Amber, and she meets a woman named Daphne, and she falls in love with Daphne's husband, Jackson. And the whole time, she is scheming to figure out how to steal this husband away from Daphne. So you're kind of like, this girl is terrible. Poor woman, you know, like this woman, Daphne, seems to have this beautiful house and this beautiful marriage and this beautiful life. And then you find out at the end that she knew that Amber was trying to steal her husband away from her, and she let her do it because her husband was extremely abusive, controlling, manipulative, and she wanted out and she couldn't get out. So when she found out that like her husband was kind of starting to fancy this other lady, Amber, she immediately was like, go for it and let me get out of this. So this book kind of picks up a couple years after that all happens, and the children that Daphne and Jackson had together are starting to question things, and they want to meet their dad, or they want to like see their dad again. And so she ends up going back to where they were living before so that way her kids can visit, and she has to see Amber and Jackson and their relationship, but that relationship is going crazy. There's also a new lady in there who claims that Amber married her father a couple of years prior to her marrying Jackson, and she killed him on purpose. So there's kind of like a whole lot of intrigue right now happening and a lot of drama, which I do really like. So it's keeping me interested, it's keeping me entertained. This came out in June of 2024, so it's just a couple of months old, and I really do like it. So I'm also listening an audiobook to The Kite Runner. That one I tried reading last year, and I just could not get through it. It was so hard for me. I am 35% of the way through. I need to hurry up and finish it because it's due back at the library in a couple of days, but I'll probably finish it in the next like 2 days or so. It's quite a sad book. It's quite interesting, and yeah, I get why it's so, like, people love this book so much. It's just, yeah, it's very, very sad and very tragic. And I'm not going to kind of spoil it because I'm still kind of trying to figure out exactly what's going on. But it's a good book. So I'm in the middle of that. And then I also just picked up Happiness for Beginners by Catherine Center. I love Catherine Center. She is a clean romance novel writer, and I just love all of her books. They're so fun to read. Haven't started reading it, but I just picked it up from the library yesterday, so I wanted to share that. Anyway, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for being here and for watching and for helping me get through my book journal. I know it was a long, well, maybe not a long ride for you, but for me, it's taken me a couple of weeks to get this done. So thank you so much for being here. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys all in my next video very, very soon.